So here I'm going to explain the concept of setup time and how it influences decisions that we make. So imagine a business is production function and a business is producing a widget, and you have to set the machine up, tune it rightly, put the right tools. So that takes up 120 minutes. And after you set it up, it is just 2 minutes per piece. So let's suppose the business decides to have a batch size of one piece, one separate piece, highly customized according to the request of the consumer. Well, in that case, the setup time for that piece will be 120 minutes, and the runtime will be the batch size times the runtime, and so that makes it 2 minutes. The total time is the summation of the runtime plus setup time, and the time per piece is the total time divided by the batch size. So in this case, it is pretty obvious that if we keep doing in batch size of one, the time per piece will be 122 minutes. Well, what happens if we change it to the batch size of two? Well, in that case, my setup time stays at 120 minutes, and my runtime is 4 minutes. So total time is 124 minutes. Now remember, the same setup can be used for two pieces, and my time per piece is suddenly reduced by close to half to 62 minutes. And you'll see the same situation, if you keep increasing the sizes. So the typical thing here for businesses is that if they increase batch sizes, especially for instances where the setup time is very high, they can reduce the average time per piece. And so businesses always try to motivate high batch sizes, and they do this through two means. One is have some sort of an internal charge for setup. So every time production department sets up the machine, or every time a particular task is initiated, a cost of X dollars is imposed on the department. Or second way is to impose a batch size constraint, that when you do this task, you have to do it in batch size of five. Or when you talk to some customers, you only talk after you have 10 customers. Or when you go to pick something in a warehouse, you only go to pick after you have a pick list of 5 items or something like that. So you ensure a batch size constraint, and that's the way to motivate larger batch sizes. But now think of this: there is an urgent requirement in the production department for something, or there is, sales requires an urgent requirement because there is an important customer. Well, the batch size constraints don't permit it, so the production is not going to produce that part and give it to sales. And this sets up all sorts of unfavorable behaviors within the organization. And yeah, that is where setup time and runtime, while they save time, but at the same time, these policies can be problematic.